Greetings everyone, I hope you are fine. I hope you are doing well. If you're new here, this channel is all about African history, African politics, and many other things. So in this video, I would like to say it will be important for us to listen to the number one defender of President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Comrade Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa remain our president and will be defended. The people shall come, and the people have spoken. Ramaphosa is a product of a democratic process and leading the African National Congress. We know the attack on President Ramaphosa is the attack on our nation, is an attack on the African National Congress. We are not like any other country. We are a democratic country. Our people, in terms of their rights, even to differ with government, are enshrined in the Constitution. Those who seek to devour these principles in one way or the other are not Democrats. They are anarchists. We have seen them before, and we are noting them now. And we will equally call upon the state to be decisive. Not like before, when they cost this country millions of rands and affected the progress of building this fragile economy. It has happened before. More than 400 people died. More than 400 people died in this country. The law must take its course. Should any anarchist seek to devour the principles of a democratic process in South Africa?
I really don't know what you think about what he had to say, but I would like to begin by saying there's absolutely nothing wrong by defending your friend in public, but there's a place called a secret place, whereby you have to rebuke your friend and say, my friend, we are not doing well. My friend, we have to strategize. We have to deliver. As they always say, that the people shall govern. In my perception, the people shall govern is the biggest scam of all times. Is a big scam because people are not governing. These people are governing. That is why you don't see service delivery. That is why unemployment rate is increasing daily. That is why they don't prioritize South Africans. That is why they don't care. That is why even the so-called investors are not employing South Africans. They don't care. They invest based on their own terms instead of investing based on the terms of South African law. In other words, these people are governing together with their investors, together with the slave masters, together with the colonialists. That is why I don't like democracy. That is why sometimes I become embarrassed when I see Africans talking about democracy or embracing democracy, because people are not governing. This is not democracy. This is not a freedom, but this is something like evil dictatorship. And not just evil dictatorship, but it's also a scam. People are scammed so that we can feel as if the government is doing something. That is why we keep on voting, because we think these people will do something maybe in the future. We think maybe they will change their minds and prioritize us. It's impossible. You are not governing. So you should not, or you should never think that you are governing. These people are governing. And there's a possibility that one day Mr. Fikile Mbalula can become the president of South Africa. I'm not saying it will happen, but there's a possibility. How will you expect such a person to become your leader? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. These people, whenever they come to you during elections or when they campaign so that you can vote for them, they always come as if they are cool. They call you our people. you will govern. Your voice is important. Tell us about your issues. But after the elections, the moment you start telling them about your issues, raising your voices, and etc., they start calling you anarchists. Just imagine, because the people right now who are complaining about President Cyril Ramaphosa, maybe majority of them are the very same people who voted for African National Congress. So you are not governing. These people are governing. The problem of us as black people, we are too individualistic. If something is not affecting you, you are like, it's none of my business. That is why most of the people who defend President Cyril Ramaphosa are those people who have income, are those people who have businesses, are those people who have jobs. In other words, they have something to rely on. So if you don't have something to rely upon and you complain about the president, then they start calling you lazy, calling you names, calling you anarchist, calling you hater, and etc. and etc. Most of the people who are like Ramaphosa must fall. They don't hate this man personally. In other words, they are like, president, you are not delivering, you are not doing anything. So instead of threatening the people to say, this is what we are going to do if people will protest, this is what we are going to do, you have to spend that energy to confront your friend, which is Cyril Ramaphosa, and say, we have to do something. We have to act on behalf of the people. In other words, if we are afraid of people turning against us, then it means we have to try by all means to come up with means to solve their problems in order for us to respond to their issues. But these people are not doing so. They are busy issuing threats. They are busy issuing threats that if you can try to act against the president or maybe do shut down, this is how we are going to respond. You are going to find yourself in trouble. So these people don't have solutions at all. These people are not people with solutions. These are the people you cannot trust. So that is why I'm like, South Africans, you should never be too individualistic, because we as Africans, it's like, if I live in a suburb, I have my own car, my business, or my job, and etc. I think like everything is none of my business as long as it doesn't affect me. You have to understand something. As long as those people are not free, you yourself, you are not free. Even if you can die rich, but one day it will affect your descendants as well. So every time you make a decision, you should not only think about yourself or the current situation, but you should also think about your descendants as well. This is something which is very important, because in 1994, there are many people who participated when it comes to selling out. They played a major role when it comes to selling out. And fortunately, they are still alive. And they are now complaining about government. They are going around complaining about government, forgetting that they played a major role as well when it comes to selling out in 1994. But why this is happening? This is a sign that when you make a decision, at that time it may favor you, but in the future it can still affect your descendants. So whenever you make a decision, you are doing so on behalf of your descendants, people who will be there in the future. We as Africans, we should not defend the colonial system. We should not defend the democratic system. But instead, we have to say, we want to bring change for our children. So in 1994, there are many people who sold out. Some of them passed away, but some are still alive. But they can feel the heat. They can feel the heat right now. And some of them are regretting, but it's hard for them to come out and say, we sold out. But they can only complain about the government, because now they didn't expect to be affected by this situation or by this current economy. Why? Because we are too individualistic. We think about ourselves. As long as something doesn't affect you, you are like, I don't care, because it doesn't affect me. This is what is happening. So in my opinion or my perception, I think these people are not leaders. These people are not leaders. That is why I always say 1994 was a biggest scam, and even today the scam is still continuing, because every time we go to the elections, we have hope that these people will change. We have hope that someone will come and do something on behalf of the people. But we are not aware that these people are just the same. These people are just the same. The one who will come after President Ramaphosa will be worse as well. Will be worse, because these people have this tendency of defending one another, and they don't care about the people. They don't care about what is happening. As long as they are fine where they are living, as long as they don't complain about food prices, as long as they don't complain about load shedding, as long as they don't complain about all these things, they think everything is fine for them. So if everything is fine for them, then it means you should not expect anything good to come out of these people. So we should not be too individualistic, because you should not say, I'm working, because the very same government can unemploy you. These companies can unemploy you. So you should not say, okay, this is none of my business, because even if you are working, unemployment will hit your children, or unemployment will affect your children. So right now, whenever we raise our voices, or whenever we speak about our issues, they call us anarchists, just to defend one individual. One individual has been there for a long time. There are no changes. I don't know what you think about the whole situation, but me personally, I believe that people who are like Ramaphosa must fall, they don't hate him personally, but they hate his decisions when it comes to governance.